Hey everyone, welcome back to another book preview video. This week we are looking at Pen and Ink Drawing, a Simple Guide by Alphonso Dunn. So a quick look at the cover, front and back. The back is pretty cool, I like some of the illustrations on this one. So we will get straight into it, and as usual I will leave this open for a moment on the contents when I find it. There we go. Just so that you can pause it and read through this properly. So this book starts pretty much like any art book would, with, going through supplies and some of the basics like that. Obviously this is a pen and ink book, so the supplies will most likely be more specifically pen and ink. But as you can see, it's not just saying pick up a biro and start. It's got different things like white ink pens, paint brushes, basically anything to do with inking, I guess I should have said. And I like straight away that it's got a few different techniques for controlling your pen. And I remember I actually bought this book quite a few years ago. I've never properly read through it like most of my books. I end up buying them and sort of flicking through and then almost collecting them more than anything. But I do remember looking through quite a lot of those techniques and giving you different textures and things like that, which I always thought was pretty cool. It's definitely got some interesting illustrations throughout. But you have to remember as well that this is not a gallery book. The images in there are probably more of examples than anything, because obviously the main aspect of this book is teaching you how to use pen and ink to draw. Shading is obviously a really important thing when it comes to pen and ink, and I think that's the thing that is actually quite difficult to master with pen and ink. Not that drawing with pen is not difficult anyway, but the shading aspect to me is the bit that is going to cause problems, is the bit that takes time to learn. So it does look like there's going to be quite a lot on shading and lighting, but I do think these are probably the most important aspects anyway, so that's obviously going to be a really good thing. I have noticed, I do remember there are certain things in here about anatomy and things. I should probably point out that this is not a drawing book in terms of, you're not going to learn how to draw the human figure or anything like that. I think it's a bit of a given, but this book isn't teaching you how to draw in general, it's teaching you how to render with pen and ink. And I really like how he's broken certain bits down as well, like this, turning these simple forms into, real world situations, organic forms. So I think there's definitely going to be some really valuable information in here. I've admittedly not actually read many other inking books, but this is the one that stood out to me and was also, I think it was recommended to me a while back. This book I think actually came out in 2015. And let's just take a second to appreciate how cool that is. I do also think it's really good when an art book sort of teaches you to stop and draw textures, learn how to draw textures. Something it looks like there's quite a lot of in this book. Again, probably something that's really difficult to do with pen without using other mediums as well. But it definitely looks like he's doing a really good job of it. And he's showing it on quite a lot of different forms, whether it's animals and humans, organic forms like that, or whether it's basic objects and, various household items, I guess. Sketchbooking, my kind of thing. So obviously I'm not reading through this properly as I'm going through it on camera, but I think it's fair to say that this book is going to be good for anybody that is interested in inking, pen and ink drawings. Probably wouldn't matter whether you were a beginner or advanced. For me, in terms of inking, I'm definitely a beginner. But I have a feeling that even if you were quite an advanced artist, there would be some really useful information on here. And for those of you who are not aware, Alphonso does have a YouTube channel where he teaches a lot of this stuff. I've heard this book is a really good companion to use alongside his tutorials on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description box below to that. He also has a second book. I don't have that one. And the second book, I believe, is called the Pen and Ink Drawing Workbook. So whilst this one is teaching you how to draw and probably teaching you the basics, I think, again, I haven't read it, but I think the second one is actually giving you more challenges and design briefs. And some of you might actually recognise the name because there's been quite a bit online over the last few months about somebody plagiarising these books, Alphonso Dunn's books. I'm not sure if it's this one or the second one. I don't know loads about it. Feel free to inform me in the comments below. But this is the original book, let's call it. But we're coming to the end of it there. I haven't shown every page, but you can get a good enough understanding of what's included. I think there's just short of 160 pages. I bet that hair is incredibly difficult to draw with pen. I need to give some of this a go. So I will put a link to where you can buy the book from in the description box below, and I will add a link to Alphonso's YouTube channel as well. Definitely check out his work. Let me know what you think. So that's it, guys. I'm going to leave it at that now. I hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments what other videos you guys want to see next and what you think to this book. I do have a full playlist for book previews now. There's quite a lot in there, so I'll put links below to that. And of course, make sure that you hit that thumbs up and be sure to subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, everyone.